Welcome to Math Mini Lessons. In this fourth grade lesson, we're going to look at the relationship between place values. So, what we're going to do in this lesson as I'm modeling, I want you to pay attention to how I change the numbers by magnitudes of tens. In other words, how I change it by 10, 100, 1,000, but in this case, I'm either multiplying or dividing. Then look to see how I can tell if a number got larger or smaller and show it with multiplication or division. That's how I'll know which one to use. And finally, how I use a number, words, or a model to show how those two numbers are related. All right, let's jump into the first teacher model. We're going to be thinking about numbers that end in zeros today. And every single time we add a zero to a number, so for example, the difference between 3 and 30, that means that this number is now 10 times bigger, because this zero just means I now in that next place value, and I know that 10 is 10 times bigger than 1. Or if I were to go all the way to 300, I know that 300 is 10 times bigger than 100. And 300 is 10 times 10 times bigger than 3. So every time I move a digit one place bigger on a place value chart, it's getting 10 times bigger. If I move it to the right, I'm making it 10 times smaller. This is what we're talking about when we talk about magnitudes of 10. So we're going to look at how many times bigger or smaller a number is getting using these zeros. So let's look at our first model together. How many hundreds are in 1,000? So if I were to do another comparison and I'm looking at 100, and now I'm going to look at 1,000. What happens? What's that transition between here and here? Well, it has one extra zero in there. So that means it's 10 times more. So that means I have 10 hundreds in 1,000. This is one way we can start to understand this change. So how many hundreds are in 1,000? There are 10 hundreds in 1,000. Okay? The other thing to notice is that this digit, the 1, is still a 1. We're going to look at some problems when that sometimes changes in the next, either in this lesson or in other lessons, so just be aware of that. But if this digit is staying the same, the only difference is it's in a different place value, then I know it's getting bigger. In this case, that additional 0 means it got 10 times bigger. Hit pause and jot this down into your notes. How many tens are in 7,000? All right, so we're going to think about this again. I'm going to make my little place value chart. And I'm starting off with the number just 10. And I need to get all the way to 7,000. So the first thing I'm noticing is that my number is definitely going to get bigger. So because it's going to get bigger, I know this is going to have to connect to multiplication. The second thing I want to notice is my primary digit in front. They're different. So if I have a 1 here and a 7 here, the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure I can use multiplication to change that 1 to a 7. And the only way I can do that is to multiply it by 7. So 10 times 7 makes 70. Now I can see it differently. So I can think of, well, what if I just multiplied it by 10? That's just adding 1 0. I would get to 700. And then from 700 to get to 1,000, I would also just multiply by 10 again. So how many times did I multiply 10? So I have 10 times 10 times 7. 10 times 10 is 100, and 100 times 7 is 700. So there are 700 tens in 7,000. So again, before you write this down, think I had to first ask myself, is my number getting bigger or smaller? And then I had to look at that first digit to make the change. This is not the only way to solve this problem. I'm going to ask you to hit pause and jot this one down because I can see other ways that kids can understand and solve this problem. I can see some kids understanding this almost as a division problem and saying, if I want to know how many 10s are in 7,000, they might just do 7,000 and divide it by 10 to get 700. That is a very good way of solving this. If you're already very good at division, this method works. So again, there's more than one way to solve this. I've also seen some kids solve this very linearly and just think, well, I don't want to draw a chart, but I know that 10, if I just multiply it by 7, I'm going to get 70. And then from there, actually, let's draw it out this way. If they have 10, I can get to 70 just by multiplying by 7. And they may automatically see I just need 2 more zeros, 1, 2. So they might see that there's just 100 over here. And just multiply these two together to get 700. So very similar math to the chart we just did. And they do have connections to division as well. So however best you understand it is, and as long as you're always consistently correct and accurate, use that method. But I wanted to be able to show there are other ways to solve this as well. So hit pause and jot this down into your notes, and I will see you in the next lesson, Math Marbles. Bye.